Hey everybody, I'm here with Jeff Russell from the surf band, the Special Agents in Sheffield, UK. How are you?
Great, thanks. Nice to meet you, Ron.
Nice to meet you too. Like I said before the interview, I found you on Hunter King's list for releases in 2022. You want to talk about beginning of the band and what you released in 2022?
Sure, yeah. So the band really was active from 1998 up until 2006 in terms of gigging and recording and so forth. What came out in 2022 was some live material that I found by digging through my archives. And we put that out through a Bandcamp page in 2022. So there's kind of a full live album that came out recently, and since then I've also put out some demos for what was going to be the next album. So in our lifetime, we made one album, which I don't know if you can see that on
Oh
screen.
yeah.
Bulletproof. That came out in 2006 on the US Hammond Beat label.
Okay.
Which was a bit of a surprise because that label really specialized more in kind of James Taylor quartet, acid jazz style Hammond organ instrumentals. So we were very much at kind of the garage punk end of what they were putting out. But that was the main album that we did during during our active lifespan.
Awesome. Well, I noticed there you have some album, you have that one album that's a lot more surf than the live album has a little bit more Hammond organ in it. Was there a conscious effort to change up your sound?
Yeah, well, when we first formed, the reason we formed was to make a 4-track surf rock EP. Okay, so the first recordings we did were in 1998, and we made a 4-track EP, Her Majesty's Secret Surfers. So at that point, we were a 3-piece band. We were just a surf rock guitar band. There was just 3 of us, myself on guitar, my brother played bass, and a guy called Scott played the drums. And that was a 4-track EP, purely surf rock music. Now, I thought nobody would be interested in that. I thought that was just going to be like a vanity project. I really wanted to make a surf record. There it was. We'd done it. But surprisingly, we got local interest from record stores in Sheffield. I took a few copies in. They said, oh, they've all sold out. We need to get some more in. So we got some interest there. Then we started getting some good reviews. A magazine called Record Collector gave us a really nice review. And then I met a guy called Rod, who's a guitarist. And I was talking to him about doing something slightly different musically. I'm interested in a lot of 1960s music. So I was thinking putting together more of a kind of maybe like a pop psych sort of band.
Yeah.
But when Rod heard Special Agent, he said, look, hey, why don't we do this? So we decided to do more. But what I wanted to do was switch from guitar over to organ and incorporate more of a kind of a Booker T and the MGs kind of sound as alongside the surf. So after the first record, we started doing more organ material. So the second EP, another 4-tracker, Soul Agent, that was more organ led. And then after that, we incorporated the two sounds. So the kind of the Dick Dale style twangy guitar sound, alongside a kind of a Booker T and the MG's organ sound. And that seemed to work for us. Not everybody liked both aspects of it, but when we played live, we tended to go down pretty well, so it kind of worked.
I really like the twangy guitar sound you got. It's super clean. How do you can you tell us how you got that sound, what you were using?
Well, we both used Fender Stratocasters. And initially, I was just playing through like a little Fender practice amp, which got a surprisingly good sound. But we met another surf band in the UK. We played support to a band called Aqua Vista, and they were using a proper Fender Showman amp, and hearing my guitar played through that night, wow, it took us up a level. It really made a difference. And it so happened that they were selling that amp. He was buying a new amp and wanted to get rid of that one, so I bought it off him on
Oh
the
wow,
night, and so yeah, that gave a step up in our sound. It gave us that proper surf sound at that point.
awesome. So being that you were inactive for a while and you decided to release this live album and some I don't know extra tracks that were, like you said, you were going to be the second album. Does that mean the band is getting back together and playing some more?
Sadly not, no. I mean, there's sort of personal reasons for that, including sort of tragic reasons, really. We lost our drummer Scott Johnson in 2012. It's a tragic story. It actually made the international news. You might have heard of it, because at the time Scott was working as drum technician with Radiohead,
Oh,
and they were doing a gig in Toronto in Canada, and the lighting rig collapsed, and poor Scott was crushed under
oh
that.
my God.
So it's very tragic. So I mean, we kind of stopped playing live when he went on tour to do that. Working as a drum tech with various bands around the world. I don't think we might get back together, but when that happened, that kind of ended it really for me.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was a tragic thing. He was a young guy, he was only in his 30s. It was awful.
So well, I don't know where to go after that, but
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a downer that, but
tell
yeah,
me
I
about,
mean, Rod still plays. He's kind of moving to more of a kind of a jazz crooner sort of style these days. Rod is now singing and playing jazz guitar.
oh wow. Is that the
Yeah,
guitar you
yeah.
played on the albums behind you?
That's the guitar I played in the Special Agents. Absolutely, yeah. It's a Mexican Stratocaster.
Yeah. I have one of those Mexican Stratocasters right here.
Fantastic.
So what's next for you? Do you have any other projects you're working on, or what's next?
Well, I kind of did it's kind of a joke record, really. It's kind of like a spoof, sort of a comedy horror thing. I happened to notice that the Undertones, Teenage Kicks, kind of a
Yeah.
pop punk classic from 1978. I noticed that kind of had more or less the same tune as Monster Mash by Bobby Pickett and the Crypt
Okay.
Kickers. So I did a kind of a crossover of the two,
Okay.
called it Monster Kicks under the name of the Undertaker. So
Okay.
that's kind of a spoof sort of horror rock Halloween record, I guess.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. For everybody watching, the link to the Special Agents new releases and their previous releases is in the description. You can go right to their Bandcamp, sample their music, and support Jeff's effort in getting his music to the world. Also, you get some pie merch down there. Here's my Special Agent right here. And there's plenty of surf music resources under that. All tons of stuff in the description. Thank you so much, Jeff, for your time. I was glad we were able to arrange this. I was very happy to talk to you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much.